dispersing, I'll begin introducing our final speaker for the day. He's been referenced quite a few times throughout the course of the day. Dr. Dave+Jenkins is the founder and medical director of SurfAid International. His passion for what he does and his ability to articulate it sets him apart from the pack as an inspirational leader. SurfAid grew slowly in the early 2000s, as I like to call them, the noughties. Yet they managed to demonstrably impact the health of many Indigenous communities in the Mantle Islands. In 2004, SurfAid was the hero of the hour and stepped up to the massive challenge of the Indian Ocean tsunami that killed 170,000 people in Indonesia. More importantly, it capably handled an unprecedented logarithmic scaling up process that continues on a trajectory of growing successes today. Aside from his numerous awards and honours, Dave has also taken the time to mentor startup non-profits and encourage the next generation of humanitarians, the likes of whom we saw on the last panel. It really is an honour and a pleasure to have Dr. Dave+Jenkins wrap up the Rising Tide Symposium today.
Okay, I'm going to shout. Yes, come here. Because I live in Indonesia. It's one of the most corrupt countries in the world, so this is how we do business. This is the last SurfAid tax in America. And so I've just won myself another 3 minutes. Because I wanted to take up Fernando's bomb. Because this tax Fernando, which is here, comes in, charms us, eats and sex about 5 times out of 6, leaves to take action. Listen. And I always remember him, we were sitting there and he was going, we were discussing a strategy for mobilising the surf industry and people who gave them about children dying in far off lands. And I wasn't sure about the thing, and he looks at me and he goes, Dave, I know you. When you met up to your girlfriend, I met your girlfriend. When you met up to your girlfriend, you put half your dick in? No, you put the whole dick in. So don't give me no half dick. So I'd like to share with you. Pick up Fernando's bomb and say, in fact, Jess and I have got a lot in common. One of the things we believe in is that surfing can actually save this planet by setting an incredible and unprecedented example of giving back in a professional and an effective way. And I just, Rusty and I were sitting there, we both looked at each other after the last panel, guys, you rock. You're the state of the next generation of humanitarian charities was great hands. So I think that's fantastic. And great thanks to Jess, because without the academic and rigor of academia support, we're not going to get here. Now I'm the lucky last 4 hours, and that's apparently how our brains look. Our brains are a lazy piece of meat, and this is very relevant if we're going to save this planet, because our concentration spans, the psychologists tell us, 10 minutes. When I studied medicine, it was 20 minutes. I don't know where the 10 minutes went. I may need to look for it, because it's very relevant to how we're going to save this planet. Because we're going to have to do it in a way that's simple and replicable. Now, let's see if technology will... Are you hearing me again? Yes. Jess asked me to talk about the critical success factors, but actually I found it quite challenging. But here we go. These are my two daughters, Jasmine and Melissa. I had a crusty old Aussie surfer come into the office in Padang. We had an office in a brothel, literally top floor. And he came in and he had VD. And it turned, I used to say to the guys at 5 o'clock, you come in with your VD and all the rest of it. And he saw this photograph up there and he said, he looked at my daughters, Jasmine and Melissa. He looked at me, he looked back at the daughters, and said, gee, their mother must be good looking, mate. But I think the critical success factor above all else is whatever love you've got, make sure it's shining, make sure it's out there, make sure you let everyone know, and make sure you share it. And
it seems to me that, and I keep getting told this by people, that the more blood and guts you spill on the floor, the more likely you are to get donations. But be careful, don't go too far. And Melissa on the left once dubbed me the dad missing in action. And so I think, the critical success factor here is get your family on board with whatever philanthropic endeavours you move forward with, and don't go too far. I think the other thing that's really, really relevant is a very clear mission. You can change it, and we've had to change our mission. We've had to become the agency of choice for the Indonesian government, the Australian government, the New Zealand government, and the surf industry, and 5 large emergencies in these remote islands. But I think the issue of self-reliance here, as we've talked about today amongst the panel, I'm stoked to see you guys and the CEOs really having a hunger to learn and listen, and I think that's another critical success factor. You do not help people by doing something they can and should do for themselves, period. You take power away, you hurt them. And I think if we have one lesson to learn, it's that in my mind. We do believe that surfing can save the planet, so we think big, but we start small. And if we can't prove it, don't do it. I know this is really challenging, and don't do it if it's too expensive, because we won't be able to replicate it. We've talked about sustainability, replicability, it's critical. And when I talk about sustainability, we teach mothers to save their children's lives. And we do it by a series of high-impact, low-cost behaviour changes, breastfeeding. When a mother learns to breastfeed properly, she teaches her daughter and her granddaughter. So all of you have donated to SurfAid and time and money, and there's a lot of you here, our impact will be echoing on long after we've left this planet. That's true sustainability. I don't know whether we're going to last, how long humans are going to last on it, but I do know that the best thing to do is to fight the right fight, and that's to save children from dying. I think you have to be, some people call me the founder of Fool, and I think that's correct. Fools take risks. And I was thinking about what to say today and what the critical success factors were, and I was just thinking about it, and I was pulling all these books. The little bit of paper at the front there, you might see it, that's my agenda for 10 days in America. It's back-to-back meetings and fundraisers at night, so getting up at 5 in the morning to do my workout, and it's ridiculous, but I love it, but it's ridiculous. And yet I brought with me a 400-book page of hypnosis. The book down there is on physiology, The 4-Hour Body, a great book, by the way. The Surf Story, Mark Lams's book, several magazines. I've got 2 hours of free time in 2 weeks. Completely ridiculous, crazy. But I think you have to believe in the impossible. Expect the unexpected. Now, this guy turned up at one of our education sessions with false fur coats, 40 degrees, 100% humidity, and he's sweating, as you can see. But I learned something about status. He thought he was the biggest status in the community, and I think we have to remain curious at all times and hungry to learn. And I went away and learned a lot about status after that experience. Accept the brutal facts, but never lose faith. This is our first malaria program. This is how it ended. Guy using it as a fishing net at eBay, where Barlow did actually bring me 2 bottles of gin. I like to say, Barlow, that I also asked for the tonic because that's my malaria prevention. I've never had malaria, touch wood. But look, I realised that standing in front of the church and lecturing in a village about malaria just doesn't cut it. And it was that very small mistake with money that my father had given me, fortunately, he forgave me. I went away and learned how to do community development, or at least start to learn. And we created a drama, a malaria drama, that all of the village participated in. I didn't have anything to do with it, other than help design it and think through it and test it. And this is the chief. And they're still talking about the day the chief was a pregnant woman and being attacked by malaria. malaria mosquito, that's gone to over 200 villages. And this is what I'm talking about, cost-effective and replicable. Get the community motivated and mobilised. Listen. Listen to what the elders say, listen to what the mothers say, listen to their cultural beliefs. I'm stealing some from the great book, Good to Great. Spend more time on recruitment than anything else. We don't do that, but we try. And it's really who you get on your bus and where you put them. Sometimes stop doing lists are more important than to do lists. Sometimes, and that's something to be very conscious about. We often do things because we think we're doing good, but we're not. And we need to be really critical in analysis of that. And are we having impact? My favourite slide. Because it's easy to think we're doing good, but we probably might not be. So do we really have impact? And one of my key messages today is that without it we can't grow and succeed. And I think the critical success factor of SurfAid was I'm an obsessive type character, and we took an incredible length of time to accumulate results, document them, and share them. And that's why people like Gary, Barlow, and others in the room have lined up and supported us, because we treat SurfAid like a business, and we've got to be able to show the profit. No business in the world survives without knowing what the profit is. And so we've got to do that. It's hard sometimes, and you don't always succeed. But from the get-go, the design of your program, you have to look and think long and hard. If you don't know how to do it, get someone who does. And here's an example. This is the blue, the number of children under 12 in our hotspots with malaria. Up to every third kid had malaria in one of our villages. These are the hotspots. And 2 years later, they're red after our malaria control program. Now, when you crunch the numbers, this is hundreds of thousands of days of extreme suffering wiped out. Gone. And a lot of lives saved. And this is what I'm talking about. Surfing can save the planet by setting incredible examples about how to do it. You've got to do stories as well. We're human beings, we love stories. This is my favourite, little Samuel, who I saw at eBay when we were living out. You might be able to remember him, Barlow, but he's 7 years old. He's this big. His hair hasn't grown for 2 years because he's had recurrent malaria. It was at the time I'm seeing him there with pneumonia. I thought he would die. And we had to go away again, and came back 6 months later after we distributed mosquito nets. And there he is. His hair growing, he's shot up, he's healthy. And his mother's running around the community telling all the mothers to get their children under the mosquito nets because look what happened to my Samuel. And I think the stories are very important. Transparency, we talked about this return on investment. Again, another thing we've been very obsessed about. And in the second year when our turnover was $30,000, we produced our annual report. I think Gary reminds us that other non-profits in the sector took 13 years to get their annual reports out. But I was in Western Australia not so long ago with the first of the surfers who have made hundreds of millions of dollars from nickel mines. And I watched them when I give them the annual report. And they flick through it, they open the look, and they see that there's plenty of information that's well laid out, professional notes, and move straight to the back and have a look at the money. And that's the real take-home message here is don't wait 13 years from the get-go. We have to be able to show our return on investment, and we're up to 84 cents in the dollar, which goes to the field, and I think that's the other issue. But the point is, you might be 50% and be the best engineer in the world. What you do with the money when it gets there is also critically important. I'm going to flip through because I want to there's a book called Switch. I'm going to run out of time. So how much did I buy with that hat? A couple of minutes, okay. There's a book, forget about making change if you don't know about behaviour change. There's some radical new science. It's fundamentally weird to me that we don't really know how we are as human beings and how we operate. And there's some incredible new science about who we are and how we work and what influences us to change. And I study this, and this is a single best book, and I recommend you all read it because it's just fascinating. It's by Dan and Chip Heath, and it's called Switch. And they describe our brains have a primitive brain and an intellectual side, and the environment is important too. So we have to direct the rider, the intellectual side, we have to motivate the elephant, and we have to shape the path if we're going to get change. And this is a really good way of looking at it. The elephant is the critical thing. Our emotional, primitive emotional side drives us, and we really need to understand it. If we don't get it right, this is what happens. You can't get change if you don't motivate the elephant in the right way. And look what also happens when we trust this planet to men alone. I'd just like to say that we're going to save this planet by empowering women. And next time we meet, I hope to see some women speakers and ladies. It's you who will save the planet, not us. And you have what we want. So actually, you've got the power. Start using it. Now, I just want to finish that story because not so long ago, Melissa, the one on the left who called me the dad missing in action, said to me, Dad, the way you're loving the children of the world tells me how much you love me. So there was a little bit of redemption, a little bit of guilt flooded down and left me. But I think we do this for the children of the world, but we should do it for our own children and to set an example for them about how to move forward in this world. Now, I've got to, yeah, there we go. Now, I'm going to pick up Fernando's bomb and defuse it and give it back to him gently tonight in the form of a hug. We teach parents to save their children's lives. Now, a very interesting thing happens when you do that. They stop having children. Now, you'll see this is from Bill Gates, because Bill Gates when he decided to give his billions away, he sent the smartest scientists in the world out and say, hey, I'm a businessman, what's my return on investment, where do I get my bang for buck? And they all came back and said, stop children dying. And this is why. Because when you teach parents to stop their children from dying, they stop having kids and population growth goes down. Even in the Catholic South America, you'll see over the last 45, 50 years, reducing child mortality, reducing population growth. Now, we can drive progressives, we should. We should be very conscious about what we consume, but we're not going to save the planet unless we stop population growth. We're heading to 10 billion by 2050. And this is the coolest thing. That's why I wake up and get up in the morning. If we can stop children from dying and give them a better life, we could possibly save this planet. Any questions? Yes.
Can you say a little bit about the correlation between stopping children dying and how it reduces? Why is that reduced?
Well, look at the most important. It's not just teaching parents to stop the children dying. There are other factors, like obviously they have to have birth control. But breastfeeding for 2 years reduces the gap between children, so that's another example of the benefits of breastfeeding. But parents fundamentally all around the world, we have things in common. We want a better life for our children than we have, or better opportunities, or the lessons we've learned in life. We want to make sure they learn quickly so they don't have the same mistakes. So, children, you talk to parents and they'll go, I'm just hoping little Johnny will get to high school. Now, they know that if there are 6 children, Johnny's not going to high school. Johnny's the second kid, maybe the first one, or they can't afford it. So they don't want 6 children. There's a few exceptions where having 25 children is part of the ritual and culture, but most of the time as communities develop, they just want fewer children. We see this in the extreme now in Western countries. Japan don't have enough. They're busy trying to incentivize women to go and marry and have children. And around the West, we don't have a population that's going to replace itself. So that's the extreme there. And in extreme child mortality, mums and dads have 4 or 5, 6 children. Does that answer your question? No. Yeah.
I just wanted to touch a little bit, not to belabor the Tom Shoes thing, but I know you've been through Dave and Zach and Sean, but maybe instead of saying how much of our
we have to appeal to the leaders. We're really moronic, and we just follow each other around. And we do what our peers say, what peer pressure has told us, and we go into huge debt down in the hall buying a house we can't afford, and just so we have status. It's predictable. And so let's use that predictability and understanding, and we really need to get some leaders stepping up. And I think we need some full dick from some of the leaders and the founders of the surf industry. We need some full dick from some of the pros. Some of them are really great, some of them aren't, and some of them are lukewarm or are quick. So I think really if we are to save this planet by being the most incredible example, and I believe we can, we need every sector, the media, the pros, the leaders, the people that have hundreds of millions of dollars, some of them, to be full dip.
Dave?
Yeah.
10 years ago, when you started SurfAid, it was very much SurfAid. Now it's pretty much kind of SurfAid. And I'm wondering how much the surfing is still used as a vehicle vector marketing device these days, as opposed to 10 years ago.
Well, we actually call it no surf SurfAid now. Most of us surfed a lot more before we were involved in SurfAid. But I think to us, surfing is fundamental to who we are. And it is the surfing spirit that we believe in. And we see it. And we see the stoke that it causes. And I just wanted to mention, which probably might answer your question, and as you know, by a roundabout way or a obtuse way. I presented at the UCSB Price School, I think you're not saying it right, Price. It's 100% low income, just over here. And it really affected me quite deeply in that these kids were so stoked. We're just starting a thing called Surf and Serve. And on Sunday, families will bring their children down, they'll learn to surf, they'll clean the beach, and they'll learn about global citizenship and about SurfAid. Win, 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 win. And the teacher said to me, you know those kids that we took surfing, they've never been to the ocean. And their grades are going up. And their resilience factors are going up. And Andrea, can you stand up? This is Andrea. She runs our schools program. She's unbelievable. She's got a PhD in the equivalent of global citizenship. She's the #1 girl in America, and born in America, and she's working for SurfAid. So she rocks, and the schools program rocks, and I'm just going to make a plate. One thing you can do when you go home, you'll no teachers, get them to have a look at our global citizenship, because this is another way we're going to save the planet. Because surfing inspires people. Surfing stokes people, stokes kids, the sea, the ocean. And so I think that surfing in the ocean is fundamental to us, and as long as there's a pulse in me, then that will be the same. And I think all of us in leadership roles in SurfAid feel the same thing.
Dave, I have more of an academic question, and for the benefit of the people who are thinking about or have started nonprofits. There's this international model, and it seems that SurfAid International, while you're focused on this one island chain or a couple island chains, it's still fairly international in its scope. Then there's Niwatu, which is one island. There's Tabrua, and how they've sponsored various nonprofits in their local area. Can you talk about scalability? Can you talk about the depth of knowledge that you have about how to scale a tax or a nonprofit beyond most people on the planet? The difference between those two models, and whether you see one as being a beneficial model while one's kind of seeing the sunset, or is that how you feel?
You mean the one model being the scalable model?
Yeah, well, one model being the vision that you're going to work locally, stay locally, and I never see the Iwati going beyond Simba. On the other hand, SurfAid International, with its mission, has the ability to go anywhere on the planet.
We will.
And so I just kind of want to get, I'm not only going with the question, I'm kind of get your feel about this because I get that question that comes to me all the time, which is, let's develop our mission, and before we go talk to the lawyer, where are we going with this? And I like to be able to comment on that as well. So.
Yeah. Okay, look, I think that I can send people papers on this, but it's really clear we can do a better job with the A1. And so we need lots of different models, local models. We need a lot of experimentation. One of the problems that goes on in developing sector is there's no money for research and development. And that's where it's unfortunately differing from a business. Successful businesses all have R&D. It's encouraging to see Gates and a few others now having small pilot grants and looking at how to do this right. But if we are to scale up, we do have to need models that are simple and eloquent and able to at least empower other NGOs with the tools to be able to do it right. And that's what we're working on. But you know, we're working in a fire in our laboratory that we were busy testing. It keeps getting smashed. And so, you know, we've had to press pause because our priority of the kids right now, we've got 25,000 people in Mentales and up in Mentales that could very well be killed in the next tsunami. And we're busy trying to now raise money to try and prevent them because the last tsunami in October, only 9 died in our villages and 500 in other villages. We proved without a doubt that our program works extremely effectively. And so for us, we hope to be further down the line of having a model that's proven rigorously, you know, the alpha testing, take it to different areas and then slowly scale it up. And we do have a roadmap to scale, a 10-year roadmap to scale to take our model to over 1 million people. But we've pressed pause on that, so you know, expect the unexpected. And I think that we do need local initiatives. You know, we need these guys come up with something. I mean, I'm stoked that I was able to share some lessons I've learned. That's great, but they're going to learn lessons. They're going to teach me. So it's about networking, testing, proving, and sharing and empowering each other to do a better job.
I think that's a really nice note to finish up on. Can we thank Dave+Jenkins for Well, that brings us to the end of the day. And, you know, thanks to everyone who came out today. It's been a long one. I've learned a few things about how much to try and pack into 4 hours, so I'm sorry that we're filling up on the 5th hour and we're still here. But I think that this demonstrates something. We started the day with watching a video of a couple of social scientists, as I mentioned, saying some things about surfing and its relevance and how much it means and what it's good for. And it's really encouraging to me that so many people came to something that's completely untried. And I feel a lot of passion in the room and a really good vibe that there's people who believe in the idea that surfing can change the world and that we can have a really positive impact, not just on surf destinations, but on the world in general. So thanks everyone for coming out. I'd like to thank the student volunteers who came out today and spent the day with us helping out. I'd like to thank Marion Lim, who has worked tirelessly over the last week to put everything together. I'd like to thank Dean Joyce Gaddis and the director of my school, Carl Winston, for going out on a limb at a time when people in the media are laughing at us and actually believing in this thing and willing it into life. I would like to thank all of the folks who've taken the time to meet with me over the last year and a half. And there's a lot of you in the room who are busy people who've given me hours and hours and hours of your time talking about the different programs that we have in mind and just being nothing but encouraging and supportive. So thanks to you guys for making this possible, and I look forward to letting you know about the next one. That brings us to the end of the formal proceedings, for those of you who would like to stay, we're going to show SurfAid's new film, Beyond the Farms. Behind the Farms. It's a 27-minute deal, so I'm going to put that on. Optional for you if you'd like to watch it.